I'm Hailey.
I'm Sean.
And welcome to Hailey Hates Everything.
I pick a surprise topic.
And I get high and opinionated so we can discuss it together.
So grab a snack and hang out with us for
Hailey Hates Everything.
Welcome to Hailey Hates Everything. You got Sean here.
You got Hailey on the ones and twos.
Oh, snap.
Is that what they say? I don't know. It sounded good. Hi, y'all.
How you doing this wonderful day, Hailey?
I am pretty good. I'm tired. I didn't get as much done today as I wanted to, but I had a lot of good communications with Instagram friends.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I enjoyed that a lot.
Awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Connections were made. So, how are you today?
Yeah, doing good. I think, sort of same sentiment. I wish I could have got some more stuff done today, but is what it is.
What you gonna do?
Indeed. It's technically, well, we're recording on a Tuesday, but it's kind of our Monday, because I took Monday off, so we both kind of took the day off.
Yes, correct. We actually went out and were amongst people over the weekend.
Yes.
It was the most people I've been around in a year and a half-ish, at least. We went to a wedding. Well, a marriage celebration, because technically they're already married. But our best friends got married last year. Sean got ordained.
Officiated.
Yes, and you officiated the wedding and our marriage. And they finally got to have a reception. So we went and we got to see lots of people we haven't seen in a while. And just hang out with our friends and dance around and be silly and have fun, and it was so much fun.
Yeah.
So Monday we needed the rest.
Yeah, it's nice being able to see people and talk and everything.
Yeah, just like hug people and just see smiling faces, you know.
Yeah.
And everybody had a good time. So
yeah, definitely.
yeah, it was awesome. We got all dressed up. I did post a photo of us on the Instagram today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want to see us all dressed up, it's on there. We cleaned up nice, I'd say.
Yeah. You were gorgeous.
Oh, thank you. Sean wore his kilt, so he looked pretty fantastic, too.
Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I styled his hair. I think it looked really nice. Oh, and then last night, I almost choked to death on a piece of green onion. It got inhaled into my windpipe,
Oh my
and I
gosh.
didn't know if I was going to get it out, and I kept coughing and coughing and coughing.
I was smacking her on the back.
Yeah, so we were trying to get it out. And anyway, my throat got messed up. It's very dry and scratchy. I'm actually drinking some honey tea, and that helps. It's just warm and comforting and definitely helps my throat. But at some point during this podcast, it'll probably get, my voice will probably get more scratchy sounding. And if that happens, that's why. Because I almost choked to death on a green onion. So, fun times.
Yeah.
Super exciting. And I've been, kind of coughing all day. And all night. It was hard to go to sleep because my throat was still so dry and scratchy.
Yeah, to the point where my throat got scratchy just because of her amount of coughing and scratchiness.
You know how when a dude gets sick, he thinks it's like the end of the world? And you're like, okay, I've been through that and I've still had to get all this other stuff done. Yeah, so he just starts coughing. After I've talked about, it's hard for me to go to sleep, I had to get some cough drops. And it's just really uncomfortable. And then he starts coughing like he's got some kind of problem. And that he can't get comfortable. I was like, no, I'm the one that almost died. You don't get to take my thunder.
Probably just that part of my brain being empathetic to your difficulties.
All right. Well, it didn't seem to bother you when you went to sleep. Because I was still awake, sucking on my cough drop and trying not to choke on that. So, I'm glad you fell asleep immediately.
Well, do you think you've got enough laughter in now that you can start some hating?
I can always start some hating. I'm ready. Let's do it. What's the topic? Also, guys, I'm really nervous because I took a real good gummy for this podcast today. It's called June's. And they are hardcore. They hit real fast and real hard. So I took 3/4, I guess, of this gummy, and then I had a quarter left that I was going to take a little bit later, so things can kind of be good for the whole podcast, right? So Sean, he gets the gummy piece that I still have left, and he's like, "Are you going to take this?" First of all, why wouldn't I take it? I'm not going to waste a perfectly wonderful gummy. And then I'm like, well, yeah. And he acts like he was going to take it away, and then he hands it to me and says, "Yeah, you're going to take this. You're going to need it." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Because I forgot that we were recording the podcast. And I just thought, oh my God, what's he going to tell me? Like, what's going on? And then I remembered, oh, fuck, the podcast. Oh, shit. And I thought about it like 10 minutes later. I was still thinking about it. I'm like, is it bad? Is it going to be bad? What's going to happen? And he just chuckles. I'm not going to spoil it for you. So y'all, I'm real nervous today.
Well, perhaps you can take some comfort in the fact that, well, I mean, I had to do the research on this one, which included watching and seeing more stuff than what you're going to see.
Okay.
So I had to sit through a whole bunch of trash.
Okay. That does make me feel better.
So, the topic for this week.
Did you come up with this topic?
No, it's one that has come up in the past of something you hate.
You're not going to show me plane crashes and stuff, are you?
Because
I will be up all fucking night with nightmares. I will be up all night. So I don't go to sleep, so I won't have other nightmares. You know, until I was in my 20s, I consistently had plane crash nightmares. Like, all the time.
Yeah.
There was usually the same people, and, well, I won't say that. There were different peoples involved. Usually it was like all of my friends or something. Or like my one best friend and then people I didn't know or whatever. But we would always crash, and I always survived.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Somehow I always survived, but I couldn't always save the person I knew. You know, sometimes I was the only survivor. That feels trippy right now. Yeah. It feels like my brain was trying to tell me something about getting the fuck away from my family. That just hit me. It just hit me, y'all. It just hit me like that when I was telling you about it. Maybe I always knew I was the only survivor. I was the only one getting out.
Yeah, because it's also kind of like in a plane, you don't have any control over where the flight is going or anything. Just kind of like your family. You don't have any control over them. They're kind of driving this whole thing where it's going, and you're just a passenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. That's fucking... Yeah, that hits at the core, y'all.
Interesting.
If I wasn't trying to stay strong, I'd be crying right now. And that's not okay for the podcast.
Let's get to some hating then.
Okay, let's do it. Sorry, that was a tangent I didn't expect. My brain was like, hey, bitch, here's a sign. Okay? And you missed it, and now you're going to get it. Okay, so what's the topic?
It's hard to explain other than a term that you kind of came up with, which is... body dysmorphia cartoons.
What the fuck? Okay.
So it's like those cartoons that are for kids, but just have like, you know, women who have completely unattainable body types and just like...
You mean like every cartoon?
Yeah, and just kind of like not very good role models for growing up and...
Oh, okay.
You know, some things like that. And, I don't know, maybe even kind of get into like pedophilia. I mean...
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, like some of these things...
Oh.
These cartoons, I don't know exactly who they're catering to, but I don't know. Some of these things are
okay, disturbing. So let me get this straight. The topic for this week is body dysmorphia cartoons and sometimes pedophilia. Is that what you mean?
I'll show you some of these cartoons. It's just...
Are these cartoons I've seen before?
No, I don't think so. They're for kids.
Okay.
Like on Nickelodeon and things like that, so...
All right, I'm very confused.
Yeah.
I don't know that we've talked much about... I don't remember talking about body dysmorphia.
Well, it kind of comes from the My Little Ponies, you know.
Oh, those fucking things.
They used to be all cute and chunky and everything, kind of looking like a pony.
They were regular ponies. I wouldn't say they were necessarily chunky. They were regular ponies.
Yeah.
Now, compared to the My Little Ponies these days... Oh yeah, the old ones are so fat. Oh my God. Oh. Got to have an ass like that. Well, guess what, bitches? Y'all want an ass like that now. Y'all want a My Little Pony badonkadonk. But anyway, today, all these My Little Ponies, they're tall and really thin. The legs are really thin and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just irritates the shit out of me. It's like the Bratz dolls where they just took... I mean, a Barbie was bad enough, right? Because it was one body shape. And they basically took that idea and then made them tiny and real skinny and then gave them a big old head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I just don't like it. It really bothers me. The My Little Pony thing especially. I mean, I remember telling you many times how I fucking hate the new ponies. Because they basically took a normal pony and then like slapped some diet culture on it, you know? And made it into these, fucking unattainable ponies. Have you ever seen a pony walking around that has supermodel legs? No, only a baby horse does that, and they're babies. All right? They eventually grow. You know why their legs grow? Because it needs to hold up their body. Like, your body has functions, and there's certain things that we do to our bodies that make their functions not proper. I've never seen a pony with supermodel legs. And when I see a little pony, I'm talking like one of those cute little short ponies. I don't want them to be like super thin.
Like a little Shetland pony.
Yes, I want them to be a so cute little chunkster.
Yeah.
I want them to be a roly-poly ball of sweetness.
Yeah.
I love that. Little piggies? Yes, please. Just doughy little morsels of wonderful pigginess.
Yeah.
I love chunky animals. I think they're the cutest. But yeah, they took regular ponies. It's like, all right, here's another thing. This is the issue, again, with like boy band. It's the same issue. But take a boy band, right? They pick one. And they talk about how fat that one is. Oh, that one's the fat one. I mean, Joey Fatone, his last name is Fat One, okay?
Yeah.
They made him out to be the fat one, the one with the weight problem. And you know, maybe he has issues with weight. I don't know.
Yeah, I
mean we all do.
I mean, genetically,
he's not supposed to be that. A lot of our bodies are not supposed to be that thin. Some people have perfectly thin bodies. That's the way their body was meant to be. And a lot of people, that's not the way your body's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like, we all have different things where our body is happy at and where it functions the best at. But anyway, they'd pick one and they'd say, that's the fat one. That one's the weight problem. That one needs help. That one needs work, you know? And they would make him this issue. And really the issue was that he had a normal body. He was just in a band with people way thinner than him.
Yeah.
Who just had naturally smaller bodies. They said Nick Carter was the fat one. I mean, he has had issues with weight. He's had a lot of issues. And it's already a fuckery do. And then you add this stuff. I mean, they do it to women all the time. But, you know, Mark was a fat one. Well, actually, it was Brian first. And then it was Mark. Because guess what? All the other ones are way smaller. Anyway, it's also an issue for me. Because as a fat fan, I'm like, so what if he's fat? Like,
yeah.
Who cares? Like, I want one that has a body that's more natural and regular. Not that I want Joey Fatone. Joey Fatone's the last one I would want. That has nothing to do with his body shape. And everything to do with who he is as a person. Look, I told you last time I have beef with NSYNC. Maybe sometime we'll talk about it. But anyway, I'm curious as to what you're going to show me. And I probably have plenty to say about it.
All right, we're going to start out with one that's as they call it, a YA series.
Uh-oh.
For young adults.
No, I know what YA means.
So, you know, probably one of the points in a girl to woman's life where it's like so difficult. You know, I would imagine like puberty and just like society and everything.
Can I just interrupt you?
Okay.
A difficult time in a woman's life is ages 0 through death. All right. Do you understand?
Okay.
Like, I know as a cis white male, you couldn't possibly understand. You only know from things I've told you.
Yeah.
As a woman, I'm going to say 0 to death. Tough to be a woman.
Well, I'm sorry.
Thanks so much.
Genuinely, I'm sorry.
I know. Okay. Sorry, go ahead. So this is a cartoon that has to do with puberty?
No, but I'm just saying the audience is.
Oh, okay. So you're saying puberty age, you know what they call that? Adolescence.
Yeah, adolescents.
Adolescent women.
Yeah.
Girls.
Yeah. So we're going to be watching, it's on YouTube, episode 1 of Winx Club.
Oh, I've heard about this show. I mean, I've heard the name, I'll say. I have no clue what it's about, but I've heard the name, and there's some people that are really obsessed with it.
Yeah, no, there's a huge following of this Winx Club TV show.
I've heard the name.
Yeah. One of the interesting things is, I think the beginning, I forget how many seasons, it was essentially like an Italian show, I believe.
Oh.
And at some point, like Nickelodeon or one of the Nickelodeon companies got in on it, and I don't know. But I think you'll see there are some interesting differences, maybe, in it compared. I don't know. We'll take a look at it. You'll judge it on how you see it, and we'll come back and we'll comment.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. We will be back. And we're back. We just watched Winx Club. Season 1, Episode 1. So, Hailey, what do you think?
How dare you? How dare you make me watch this? And I feel like you're going to ruin my high just because this shit was crazy. It was crazy. I can't wait to talk about it. I took like 4 pages of notes. I was trying to write as fast as I could. I only had to ask you to pause it once.
Yeah.
So we haven't spoken about it. I'm sure he was keeping track of faces I made and things I said. I was trying to keep as quiet as I could.
Yeah, you did pretty good. There was only 2, like, what? And a good 3 to 4, nope. Nope.
I was trying to stay as quiet as possible. I would have said a lot more. Otherwise. So, oh my God, where do we even start? Do you have the lyrics for the intro? Because they were crazy. It was just gobbledygook.
Let me see if I can find opening song lyrics. Here we go. You want me to give you a cover of it?
Yes, please.
I'll try. Well,
Is this a dramatic reading?
I don't know if I should affect the whatever that.
No, don't do that.
That accent was.
Don't do that. That's not going to go well.
All right. If you desire, you can become one of our bunch. Winx. If your hand is warm in mine, it will give us greater power. With a feeling, we'll be surefire winners. Winx. With a smile you can enchant, you'll lighten up our world. With a feeling we can take flight. Watch us. If you desire, you can become one of our bunch. With a magic ray, the sky keeps on blazing. Adventure is certain to start in the stars. When I'm cloud-born, I fly through time and space. I color my existence with my imagination, with my flight in heaven.
Yes,
Winx.
see? I told you. Fucking nuts.
Oh, it keeps going. I guess there's some...
No, yeah. It keeps going. The intro with this crazy song on top of it takes forever. It's at least a 2-minute intro with this craziness behind it that you can barely tell what they're saying. It is a very long intro. And there's some part in the song where they say they're the new kids on the block.
Oh, that's right. I didn't see that in here.
And definitely no.
Huh.
No, they wish they were the new kids on the block. New Kids on the Block had a cartoon. Did you ever watch that one?
I don't think I originally watched. I'm not sure.
Oh, you've only seen the part that I quote all the time.
Yeah. I'm not. Was it on like broadcast?
It was Saturday
cartoons?
morning cartoon, dude.
Okay.
Deke was at the end. It was that whole...
Remember, I had limited channels.
Your sad childhood of 3 channels is just... It really hurts me.
It was like 5, and then we got 6 channels. So
You were just a simple country bumpkin. Y'all, I loved that New Kids on the Block cartoon. I mean, I love New Kids, period. I've been a fan since I was 8 years old. I'd get up on Saturday and I'd have Pop-Tarts or cereal. My favorite cereals are Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Well, I haven't had cereal in forever, but from what I remember, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Clusters. If you guys remember Clusters. Oh, Clusters was one of my favorites, and I loved all the squirrel commercials. And
Yeah.
Captain Crunch with Crunch Berries. That was my dad's favorite. So I liked that one. And I would eat all of the regular pieces and then eat all the Crunch Berries. Save all those for last.
All right, well, I gotta get you back on track. We got tight ship tonight.
Oh, I was going to tell them about the New Kids cartoon.
There's a lot to cover.
All right. Well, maybe later we'll talk about boy bands.
Yeah, okay. We can follow it up in the mini episode.
Okay. All right. We'll do that, guys.
Okay. All right. Winx Club, main character Bloom.
Okay, look, we only meet 2 of them, and it looks like there's going to be 5. They're like the Spice Girls, but booty whack.
Okay.
We have Tinkerbell Spice, which we haven't met. We have Lindsay Lohan Spice, which is the one that we meet, whose name is Bloom. We have Asian Spice, because they just make a big deal out of her face. They don't show anything else.
Well, I'll tell you this.
What?
The creator stated who the characters were based off of.
Okay, can I give my other 2?
Yes.
Pink Spice. She had the little side-swept hair. She looked kind of like Pink. And then Lesbian Spice. That is the sun one that we meet. The sun is a male, a masculine energy. I feel, and they have a very kind of sexual thing going on. These 2 girls, the Lindsay Lohan Spice and Lesbian Spice. And I'm sticking by, she's into chicks. So, all right, who did they base them on?
So the creator, Bloom, was inspired by Britney Spears.
Okay.
Stella, which I think is the other one that we saw in this episode, was based on Cameron Diaz.
Psh, no.
Flora is based on Jennifer Lopez.
We haven't met that one?
You're
Is that the one? That's Tinkerbell Spice.
Yeah,
the one that's just like, ooh, ooh, and she's showing her ass?
You were spot on. Tekna was pink.
Ha! Ha ha! You guys, I'm onto something. And I just said, everything else I say after this has more meaning. Because I was right about fucking Pink Spice. So you know my intuition is guiding me. And it is rocking this shit. All right? Pink Spice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, carry on.
Musa was based on Lucy Liu.
As soon as you said Cameron Diaz, I knew the Asian one was going to be Lucy Liu. Because was this created in 1996? That was my other thing. I wrote down 1996.
Let's see here. It was after 1996. Oh, it premiered in 2004.
Ooh. Well, the clothes look like 1996 called. And it wants its Christina Aguilera jeans back, okay?
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
So I'm spot on with the Spice Girls
And then
thing.
there was another character. I'm not sure she was in the beginning thing for this, but Aisha was based on Beyonce.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure that's going to be something.
Yeah. They
So
were
did
supposed
they-
to represent the women of today.
Yeah,
Is that
today,
what you felt?
1996. Did they base the guys on anybody? Except, was it like this dude who created it? It was a dude, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It was a dude who created it. And did he just have himself in mind when he created all the douchebag boys who come in later?
I don't know. I didn't read the entire Wikipedia page on this thing because,
Okay.
this is only one piece of the episode.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh my lord. Well, it seemed like it ended a little abruptly, but I was like, oh good. I'm glad it's not as long as I thought it was going to be. I don't understand how they could just put more in an episode.
That one,
They created a stopping point.
it was a longer clip than I wanted to do, but you kind of had to watch the whole thing to see everything that
Yeah,
happened
no,
in
that's
it.
fine. It's for the podcast. It's for the people. Look, I am here to help them not waste their time watching this shit. If I can help even one person be like, you know what? I'm going to take that 30 minutes of my time that I could have watched the Winx Club, and I'm going to work on that novel I've always wanted to work on. You know what I'm saying? I'll go walk around the neighborhood and just get the fresh air. If I can just save one person, I've done a great job. So, okay. We start the episode with Bloom. She's got red hair. I guess she's the Britney Spears. 70s haircut, she's that kind of like clumsy girl next door. Like I can kind of see where that Britney Spears thing came in.
Yeah.
Because she's not as like slutty and whatever as Lindsay Lohan, but and she's very kind of simple minded, so I can see the Britney Spears in it. No offense, free Britney, all of that, but she's not the smartest tool in the shed. And I want to thank her for the drink that she bought me in the year 2000. Thank you so much. But still. Now, all right. So we meet this girl. She's sleeping. And her mom comes in and is like, oh, you didn't hear the alarm. Wake up. So homegirl pops out of bed, starts freaking out. Like, why didn't you wake me up earlier? I guess my alarm went off. And she also has a bunny who could have woken her up. Like, this bunny's a strong-ass bunny, and he knows what's happening in the world. Way more than the people around him. His name is Kiko. Probably the best character in the whole show.
Yeah, I thought you'd like Kiko.
I love Kiko. Kiko's great. I already want, like, a little plushy Kiko. He's the best. Everybody else sucks. So, Kiko could have woke her up, but Kiko was like, not having it. Kiko wants to sleep in. Kiko reminded me of Finn. You know, like he's hanging out. He wants to sleep in just like me. But he's also really anxious and he really wants to take care of me. He loves to follow me around. He's my little shadow boy. He loves to watch out for me. He's very sweet. So this girl runs around. She's getting ready for school because she thinks she's way late, right? The outfit that she puts on is these tight-ass, flare-leg Christina Aguilera jeans. Yeah. Like early on Christina. Like those chunky red highlights Christina. Below, they start below the belly button. And then she puts on this tight-ass crop top t-shirt that barely covers her boobs. I mean, we're talking full 70s midriff showing. That's how she was going to go to school? Yeah. That's how her mom would let her go to school? She couldn't stay at school if she went to school like that. So that's the first issue I had. I was like, she's not wearing that to school.
Well, and like, I don't know, like the proportions of these characters is like 50% legs. Mm-hmm. And then about
30% boob, 40% head. What are we at percentage-wise?
Yeah, that's too high.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like 50% boob. Then I mean legs. 50% legs. And then the midriff is what, like 20%?
Yeah.
Boobies 20%. I guess the head is 10%, but they put all of this long ass voluminous hair on all of the bodies.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it is society standards of what a woman should look like. Just long ass, thin ass legs with a flat ass tummy that's just cinched in like an hourglass. Big old boobs, way too big for actual developmental bodies. And yeah, big old eyes, giant eyes, the tiny little features. Yeah, the whole shebang. The whole shebang. So again, I wrote down 1996. So this mom, the girl realizes, oh wait, like I'm not in school anymore or something. And the mom's like, ha ha, made you get up. Like, this mom, I said, bitch ass mom waking her up. That was my note.
Yeah.
How rude.
And then her mom like book shames her for what she's reading too.
Yeah, it's then like, oh, you shouldn't have been awake. And the girl's like, I was reading. She's like,
Yeah. You're reading this trash?
Yeah, so her mom's already mad at her because she's smart. Well, she's supposed to be smart. She doesn't act smart. But we're to believe that this is a intelligent young woman.
She's 16, as we find out.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that. Also, when she mentions her age, she gets mad that her parents won't let her go on vacation by herself. And she mentions how she's 16 and all her friends go on holidays by themselves.
Yeah, that's
in what universe? Only like billionaires' kids go on vacation by themselves.
Oh, jeez. And then she doesn't get a scooter for her birthday. She gets a bicycle
with some flowers in a basket.
Yeah, but then she another safety hazard. She's in flare leg jeans riding a bicycle.
And did you see, she has like 6-inch platform wedge sandals on. Every woman in this movie is wearing a giant platform sandal or wedge. And they're running around and kicking people's asses and doing all this stuff, and they don't break their ankle. They're walking on fucking toothpicks. They would have gotten hurt by now. But yeah, she doesn't even ride the bike, really. She just walks with it and then leaves it in a park. She never comes back for the bike. Her parents never mention it at the end when they go to a magical realm. Spoiler alert. The bike's just at the park. Somebody's just going to take it and have a good old time now. Brand new bicycle. Like, good. Cool. Someone left it there because they're dumb. They're dumb.
Plus, like, how did she even get the Stella back to her house while she was unconscious?
Yeah. How did Clark get that tree on the car? We don't know. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Thank you.
Okay, yes, I got you.
Jesus Christ. Okay. Come on, dude. Let's get it together. She also takes her bunny to the park with her after she gets this bike. Yeah, instead of her going on a holiday by herself, her parents give her a bike. She takes the bike to the park with her bunny friend and then just lets the bunny loose in the park. She's like, go have fun. Go have fun. I'll see you later. And then she sits down to eat an apple while her bunny friend is just let loose in the park. Like, it's a good thing he has his wits about him. Otherwise, he's just going to be another bunny that was orphaned in the park. That just really bothered me that she just let him go like that. So, okay, can I...
Go for it.
Okay, I didn't know if you had more to add. So, next... She lets the bunny loose in the park. The bunny comes immediately running back to her. He basically just makes noises the whole time. He's like Abu and Aladdin. Just noises. That's how he communicates, and facial expressions. So this bunny comes running back, just screaming. And she's like, what is it? What is it? The bunny takes her into the forest next to the park, where she sees a young woman LARPing in the woods. And this young woman is pretending to be a fairy, but somehow is shooting like solar power energy from some little wheeled staff that she has. And she's essentially fighting some trolls, which I believe is sort of portrayed as a masculine energy. This is toxic masculinity these trolls represent, I believe. And so this young woman is LARPing in the woods. These dudes roll up on her, except the dudes are little demons named ghoulies, and some kind of troll we find out later is named Nut, which I think plays into my theory that the troll and these bad people represent men, like shitty men.
Yeah.
And are, essentially the patriarchy, toxic masculinity, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And she's just doing her thing. These dudes roll up on her, trolls. And they're essentially assaulting her in the forest. And this bunny is trying to help her by getting his friend to come help her. So there's this redneck troll. We find out his name is Nut. And then there's these little ghoulies. They just look like little monkey demon things.
Yeah. And Nut is like shirtless in overalls.
Yeah, redneck troll. So basically the redneck troll sends the ghoulies to attack and assault this fairy lady, and they're essentially holding her down to gang rape her. And the redneck troll is like, I'm about to give you what you need or whatever. And then he sees that the girl is there, and then has the ghoulies attack the girl, Bloom.
The ghoulies are really holding down Stella. They got
That's what I said. They held her down.
Like upper thigh and like covering her eyes, and
it was like, it kind of reminded me of Ghostbusters, when all the little hands come out and hold the homegirl to the chair or the bed and stuff. Yes. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah.
So they're holding her legs, they're holding her midriff, they're holding her arms down, they're holding her head. It's traumatizing to see.
Her legs were there, and he's walking up. They have a real kind of weird angle where he's walking up, like going to be between her legs.
That's what I just said. They were gonna gang rape her. They spread her legs, and then the redneck troll comes up, and he wants to hurt her. Yeah. This is what is happening to this woman in the woods when the redheaded chick Bloom comes upon them because her bunny saw something terrifying and came to tell her about it.
Yeah.
All right. That's That's what I was saying.
Just trying to add the imagery for it, that's all.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. So, also, this chick, she has giant eyes. Like, giant, and they are really slanted. They're sort of Angelina Jolie-esque, except they're massive. They're like 50% of her head.
Yeah.
And then she's wearing these high-ass wedges. And these tiny little sparkle shorts and this tiny little one-shoulder crop top. Again, 1996, you guys. So then we go to the redneck trolls. The Bloom girl, she ends up having some kind of magical power. She saves this woman from being raped by demons, and they leave. And then we go to the troll. We find out his name is Nut. He's having some kind of psychotic break in which a woman's voice is telling him to enact these atrocities onto other women. Now, sit with me here, okay? Just wait, give it a moment.
Okay.
I believe that he is having a schizophrenic moment in which his mother's voice is, he believes, is telling him to enact things onto women because of the disrespect he has for women because of the way his mother abused him as a child. We don't know that for sure. That is my take on it. I feel like his mother abused him as a child, therefore he has issues with women. He grows up, this crazy voice in his head that's telling him to assault women in the park is the voice of his mother to him. And that's how he makes it okay in his head.
It is like a disembodied voice.
Yeah,
It's
he's
like,
just standing
you should
somewhere.
be wearing your glasses.
Yeah, it's talking down to him. It's
Yeah.
telling him he's already fucked up. And that he's essentially talking to the voice as well and telling the voice that he blames the girl for him not enacting his assault correctly because she was fighting back.
Sure.
And the voice is also like, oh, he should have done this. And shouldn't I should be less hard on him. And essentially this voice is making excuses for his behavior and not holding him responsible, which is also a reason why I think it's his schizophrenia, because the voice is also trying to make excuses for all of his behaviors.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then another big old monster comes in.
Yeah, he got a piece of Bloom's clothing, a piece of her
bell bottom.
jeans, and this big bluish troll with long hair,
Nipple
rings.
rings. And a chastity belt.
Yeah, comes in, takes a big old whiff of that clothes.
Just starts sniffing this woman's clothing.
Yeah, he's a hunter troll.
Yeah. Aren't they all? So, and again, I think this represents this shitty kind of dude, like douchey dude, who is he's not trying to heal his past traumas. He's just enacting revenge on anything that reminds him of his traumas. And so I just feel like all of them represent like one thing. So this perv troll comes in and sniffs her drawers and then starts hunting her down. And all they want to do is assault her.
Yeah, I wasn't exactly sure what the Nut was even supposed to be doing in the first place.
Yeah.
Was he supposed to be getting the staff?
No, he's looking for Bloom. He wants to attack her because she stopped him from raping the fairy girl.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? That bitch has to pay. That's his thing. Like, oh, she thinks she can cock block me? I'm about to show her what's real. You know what I'm saying? They go there, and what they say when they get there implies that they just wanted to assault her.
Yeah, so Nut gets there. I think it was Nut who said it, and he's like, if I were you, I would get ready to lick my wounds. Know what I mean?
Yeah. He says, know what I mean. So what else are we going to think he means by lick my wounds? Because God forbid he tug one out himself instead of forcing himself on women who don't want him on them. Yeah. Yeah, he's a fucking parasite is what this troll is. He's a fucking troll. He's a troll.
Yeah.
It's that sort of troll mentality. That's what I'm talking about. I don't want people saying, not all men. Yeah, no shit. The troll kind of dude. is what I'm talking about.
But thankfully, the boys show up.
No, we're not there yet. Come on, man.
Okay.
I still have 3 more pages of notes. Okay? Don't skip ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Don't skip ahead. I'm sorry. I know you've got more. But I have a lot to say. You know me. I have a lot to say.
Okay.
All right. So, the daughter somehow, as we mentioned, brings the unconscious, almost raped fairy to her house to rest. And she's trying to explain to her parents who this strange woman is in her bed. So, they don't believe the daughter. I have the idea of them being called fairies, even though we're supposed to believe that it's literal in the show. I believe that it means that they're different somehow. They're not supposed to be a typical woman. They're supposed to be strange. I think it also kind of implies their sort of, not gender identity, but their like sexual identity is different based on some of the things that are said.
Yeah.
And I also feel that when they talk about, so I feel like fairy is used to mean different things in these different situations, because in this particular instance, when the daughter is trying to tell them that this girl is a fairy and they don't believe their daughter, I feel like that is a, what is it, an analogy, right? Y'all, I'm high, whatever. Look, I think you know what I'm saying. When they're talking about her being a fairy there, I think the daughter is essentially saying, hey, my friend was raped. And she's the only one that believes that her friend was almost raped. You know what I'm saying? Not, she wasn't raped, but they were gonna. And I feel like she's this lady needs help. I saw her being attacked. She was attacked. And the parents are like, whatever, no way, that's crazy. We need to just get her some help and get her out of here. The girl, Bloom, is the only one that believes her story of assault. And I thought that was kind of interesting, too, as far as how the sort of bad guys seem like this sort of toxic culture, you know? So then it seemed like fairy meant, oh, you're an empowered woman. Oh, you fight for yourself. You fight back. That makes you somehow different and kind of wrong in this world. It just seemed to mean a lot of different things as the story progressed.
Yeah.
So the fairy wakes up and is like, yeah, I'm a fairy, whatever. I wanted to go to this castle, Althea Castle, because I'm a fairy. And she keeps saying that, Althea Castle, because I'm a fairy. And so it's like a literal place that she's going to, because she's supposed to be a literal fairy. So we go back to Nut and the perv troll. Is he a troll? Yeah. No, he's more like a giant or something.
They call him a hunting troll.
Oh, okay, a hunting troll. He's just bigger. So redneck troll, hunting troll, pervy troll are coming with their little gang of demons, and they're hunting down Bloom because they keep sniffing on her drawers to find her. Okay? So then we find them very excited that the girls are together in Bloom's room when they get closer to where she lives. And they're like, ooh, they must be together in there. They can't wait to not only assault these 2 women, but also maybe watch these 2 women do something.
Oh, my.
That's how they seem to be acting. They're like sniffing on her pants.
Yeah, it's true.
So then we go back to the parents. It's going back and forth, back and forth. The parents are talking to each other and they're like, what are we supposed to do? This is insane. Like, I can't believe that our child would be into these things. And is this her true nature? Blah, 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 blah. I think they're concerned that they believe their daughter is a lesbian and that is really into this woman and is trying to help her. Because of the way that the fairy was acting with Bloom and the sort of like care they kind of had for each other, even though I feel like maybe for Bloom, because she also didn't believe she was a fairy, quote unquote. So she's having a sexual identity crisis where she is attracted to this fairy girl, but she just doesn't understand. And the parents are like, how could our daughter be a lesbian? Oh my God. Yeah. That's what it seemed like they were saying to me.
Yeah.
So then as the parents are having this realization that their daughter is not the heterosexual person they wanted her to be, the bunny hears that the trolls are outside the house and starts freaking the fuck out.
Yeah.
And they don't, he's like pulling on the pants leg, pointing at the door,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, whatever, dude, we'll feed you later. So the bunny tries to hold the door and then moves a chair and pots and pans and plants and vases and stacks them all up. Now, what do the parents say? They're like, what is that bunny up to?
He's wrecking the kitchen.
Yeah, if you have a bunny that's strong enough to wreck your kitchen, why don't you listen to that thing when it tells you something's wrong? You see a bunny move a chair and vases and stack it up Home Alone style in front of a door, and you're not, that's your reaction? Not like, oh my God, my bunny is Hercules. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So that was absurd to me. And then the trolls come in.
Mm-hmm.
They go crazy. This is when the guy says, I'm gonna make you lick my wounds, bitch. And we understand what he means. And then, so the girls are trying to fight back, and they're like, we're outnumbered. This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be really difficult. Bloom leads the demons away because she doesn't really know if her powers work that well or not. Yeah. Like, she doesn't think that she's really a fairy. And she leads the demon guys outside. But then the other girl, the fairy girl, throws one of the trolls out, and they land on the demons. So they've bought themselves a few moments here. And they did need help. And the fairy girl says that she called in essentially reinforcements or whatever. And who shows up but the Douchestreet Boys? 4 douchey guys are apparently the answer. They can't help the women. They have to save the women, which I didn't like. You need a dude to save you. I didn't like what it was telling young women. Mm-hmm. And these guys are assholes. They're all straight up douchebags. And it also implies to me that they're saying only asshole douchebags are like proper guys. Yeah. You know, if you act like this, you're a real man. That kind of thing. And the one guy even told the girls to, hey, stay back. We got this, girls.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they went and fought and whatever.
Yeah.
And it just bothered me because instead of helping them, they were like, oh, we got this. Mm-hmm. You need a real man for the job. Oh. That kind of thing. And also, the one they called Prince Sky, who was, I guess, supposed to be the leader, he did the least. He was the one that didn't want to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, for reals. He was like, what? Huh? He wasn't even paying attention because one of the other guys had to yell at him to use his special sword. And then the one that I thought acted like he was the hot shot was the squire for the prince, who I guess was named Cammy. I don't know. I think he was the one that would be Shayla's flavor.
Oh,
he had like blue eyes and the blonde hair. Like, that's her side. That's my friend Shayla, y'all. She'll be like, my business. Girl, everybody knows. You tell everyone. It's not you've made it everybody's business. So I don't even know if she listens to this. She's been really interested in Questlove's podcast.
Oh, really?
But I don't think she's heard this one, so I'm sure I'll hear about it if she does listen. All right. So, okay. So once they're introduced to these guys, the guys have come in, they've stopped the girls from being raped. They're like, yeah, that's what we thought. And they leave. They just leave. They don't try to ask the girls if they're okay or like help anybody other than beat the shit out of these other guys and leave. So they've come in, they've taken over, they've done the bare minimum, and they think they're hot shit. And they just leave, even though they know these girls were going to get raped. And the one chick, Bloom, she's already fucking in love with these dudes. She's like, oh my God.
Yeah, she ends up becoming, Sky ends up becoming her fiance.
Oh my Lord. That's the other thing. You don't have higher standards. This dude came in and did the bare minimum for you and didn't even give a shit about how you were doing. And he does the least amount possible. It's like these dudes do the very least nice thing they can do. And chicks are like, oh my God, he's so wonderful. It's just because he didn't beat me. He's so wonderful. Bitch, no, come on. You deserve better than that. Don't. Don't settle. Never settle, you guys. If I say anything to you right now, never fucking settle. You'll hate yourself for the rest of your life. Do the thing you want to do. Be with who you want to be. Don't settle for some asshole who gave you some attention. Wait to find a dude who treats you well. Or a woman, whoever you're into. You need to be treated well, with respect. You'll know. And it won't feel like a chore. But never settle. Like for anything. I'm not just talking about relationships. Never settle for some shitty job.
True.
Never settle.
Yeah.
Just in life, just in general. So I just want to put that out there. Because some people stay in relationships they got no business staying in. And there's a lot of reasons for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't settle. You deserve better. Move along. Keep going. Never settle. Okay. Yeah, so they just up and leave. She's already in love. The parents just ran. They're gone. They ran.
Yeah.
They didn't give a shit to try to save their daughter. They were they climbed out a window while the troll was like sniffing on the girl's drawers. They were gone. They're like, I don't think so. So then they have a conversation. This is a little bit later. The girls have rested or whatever. And she's having a conversation with her parents and the fairy. And the fairy is going to take her to Althea Castle. It's essentially a Hogwarts for these fairies.
Yep.
And she's going to go start some learning.
Mm-hmm.
And the girl's like, oh, thank you for letting me go. I love you. I'm going to miss you. And the mom's like, yeah, okay. Make sure you come back and see us, next year.
Yeah.
Mom doesn't care. She's like, good, go. We'll see you next year. And then we find out that everybody's going to move there anyway. The parents are going to go.
I don't know if they might just be visiting.
Oh, okay. They're just visiting?
Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
All right. It seemed like they wanted to move because they're like, we're going with you.
Yeah.
I was just like, what? Your house is here? You don't even know what's happening. You just met this fairy. Why are you even letting your daughter go with her?
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, now earlier on in the show, we were introduced to a portal postcard, or a postcard portal. Essentially, it was a area rug that was a magical postcard that looked like the place they were going, which conveniently is called Magic's.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is stand on this magic postcard rug and go, Magic's! And then it slowly drifts them down onto the floor of this other world, wherein the rug portal is basically their ceiling. It's right above them, even when they're outside. Yeah. So they can just jump back in anytime. They easily land, is what I'm saying. But when all of the family goes, and by the way, the fairy's magic, she can make anything turn into anything. Yeah. She can make anything materialize anywhere, anytime. She can do anything she wants at any time.
Seems that way, yeah.
So she has this postcard portal that she used for the girl earlier. But now she uses her will staff to make essentially a black hole that the parents and everybody has to jump into and fall through time and space, kind of like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, how the phone booth goes through this tunnel of whatever. Yeah. It's that kind of scenario. And they fall out the other side into Magic's land. Really rough, like banging onto the ground on a mountain miles away from the castle they need to be at. They're going to have to walk miles down a hill, down a river, through a forest to get to this place. She could do anything she wanted to do. She could make it very easy on their knees by having them just easily come out of the portal like they did for the postcard. But no, she has them fall on their ass, break their tailbone, miles away from help, not just at the castle's feet.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was fucking crazy to me. I feel like she has it out for them.
Yeah.
So I didn't trust her after that. At the end credits, we see more of all of the little characters that we're going to meet. The other Spice Girls, if you will. Mm-hmm. And their clothing barely covers their parts.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody bends over, cooch is going to show. If anybody leans over, titty's going to pop out.
Yeah, they have a skimpy, normal day outfit, and then they got their super small fairy outfit.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're talking legs for days.
There's a slow pan starting at the feet and just slowly panning all the way up
her
the legs
to her butt. And then she turns around and she's like, oh. And she has a rose to her lips and she's like, oh, yeah. I bet that's the sound she makes. And then there's another shot of her, like, her whole body where she's kind of pressed her boobs against the wall and she's turning around. She's checking out her own ass and she's like, oh, hey, you're so sexy. That's what she looks like she's saying.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, she's the Jennifer Lopez one, you guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, Hailey, would you be surprised that this is not your first foray into Winx Club?
Oh, I know where you're going with this. Winx Club is that other show we watched on Netflix, right? It's based on...
Yeah, it's like...
That show's based on Winx Club, right?
Winx Saga or something like that, I think.
Okay. Oh, okay. Now that I haven't seen Winx Club before, but we did watch that other show.
Oh, yeah, Fate, the Winx Saga.
Okay, Fate, the Winx Saga. I like sort of guilty pleasured that one because...
Yeah.
It is like magical high school,
Yeah.
you know, Hogwarts kind of situation. And I love that shit. I love magical high school shows. In general, I love high school shows, I would say. I have a thing for high school shows.
Yeah.
Because, well, I don't know why, but I just like it. So, like, I don't know if you guys watch that show. Oop, Dobby's getting too warm. Come on out, Dobbs. Okay, so Dobby's drinking. We're going to let him drink. But I don't know if you guys have watched the Netflix show Reign, but it's essentially like medieval high school. It's supposed to be about Mary Queen of Scots. It's not historically accurate in the slightest, either by most anything that happens. The clothing and the hairstyles and the words, the music, nothing is accurate. But it's really fun to watch. It's very entertaining. So I didn't want to like it because there's so much wrong with it, but I really liked it. And basically they're just wearing prom dresses and there's a lot of braids in their hair. Like I'm obsessed with wearing braids in my hair now because of that show. And the music is like classical, like, very orchestral versions, medieval sounding versions of modern day songs, at least modern day when it was filmed, And so it's almost like, what was the Heath Ledger movie?
A Knight's Tale.
A Knight's Tale. Kind of that idea where it's current songs, except in Reign, they're more sort of period piece sounding, more modern. Like the modern version. It's kind of that thing. So the Winx Saga, the Fate of the Winx Saga is essentially Reign, but for the Hogwarts fans. So there's... They go to a magical school and they're learning to be magical, but there's more.
It's more current day though. They got like cell phones and stuff.
Yeah, and there's more students at the school than just like this particular set of women and this particular set of men. And I feel like the different characters maybe had more substance, at least from what I know about the Winx Club that we just watched. I mean, obviously I haven't seen a lot of the characters, but from what I've seen, they just are really basic. And while the characters in the Fate, the Winx Saga, the live action, whatever, it is a little different, and I feel like maybe there's a little bit more depth to the characters. And I like that there was a chubby one, the one that did plants.
Oh yeah. She's not a character in the cartoon, I don't think. She's supposed to be a cousin of one of the characters, so.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I liked that they added her because then there's someone with like a normal body.
Yeah.
Instead of just like supermodel girls,
Yeah.
I knew where you were going with that once you said it. I didn't put it together until you said it.
Are you ready for some more crazy shit?
Yeah.
I have a couple fairly short clips from the Bratz Babyz Movie.
Bratz Babyz Movie?
Yeah.
Those are words that should never be together.
All right, we're going to watch that. All right, we are back from watching a couple clips from Bratz Babyz the Movie circa 2006. We watched the intro song, and then we watched the song Hotter Than Hot.
I got some shit to say about this. I truly do. This is so disturbing. I am like hella disturbed right now.
Yeah.
So, Bratz babies. No, y'all know what the Bratz are. I mentioned them earlier. These skinny ass dolls with a big old head. They're basically bobblehead Barbies. So we get this long ass techno intro. Bratz babies, Bratz babies. That's basically it, right? They say the same thing. And so we learn about Yasmin, Sasha, Chloe, and Jade. And I know their names because they said them like 10 times in the intro. Here's some of the words. Bratz babies are bottles with bling, doing our thing. Bratz babies, fuck you. That's what they say in the song.
I didn't hear the fuck you part.
How did you not hear the fuck you? I heard it immediately. I was shocked you didn't laugh. It's right there. They say it multiple times. I encourage you to listen to it and tell me what you think.
Okay.
So, like at the very beginning, when Jade, I think, is pushing the ladder that she has fashioned down her crib so she can crawl out,
Yeah.
that's when it says fuck you. The first time.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's pretty clear these are
babies.
They sleep in cribs.
They could be small toddlers.
Yeah.
They've just learned to walk.
Yeah. They're sipping on bottles.
Yeah, they're drinking out of a bottle. It has been made into a necklace or some kind of crossbody purse with a pearl strap. Just pearls. So we see all of them coming alive for the day, waking up, crawling out of their cribs from different areas or whatever. And then we see them go to their squatty potty and just pull down their underoos and go to the bathroom.
Yep.
I took a picture. I'm going to post it on Instagram when I announce this episode is up.
Yeah.
So everybody knows what we're dealing with right off the bat.
Yeah.
So we're watching these baby girls go to the bathroom, and they're only wearing like a t-shirt and underoos.
Yeah.
They have like colorful t-shirts and colorful underwear on.
They're kind of like boys style underwear.
Yeah, where they have like the seam, that's the sort of crotch seam area that's a different color than the rest. Yeah, very like color block. I guess so we know they're not being sexy and they're children in their underwear, which it bothers me.
Yeah.
So then we're seeing them essentially get ready for the day. They're going potty. They're taking a shower.
Or baths,
Yeah, bath, whatever the fuck. They're getting ready for the day. They're brushing their hair. They're picking out their clothes. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But they do this like towel burlesque dry off.
Yeah.
Where it's the towels coming down their back and on their butt and they're just kind of back and forth drying off. That whole thing.
Yeah.
They each do it during these verses when they're going through whatever the Bratz babies are or do.
Yeah.
Their whole thing is about like, we've got attitude, we have style, we look good, we're so cute, Bratz babies, fuck you.
Yeah.
That's their whole thing. And they do this little burlesque show. I mean, they're obviously nude underneath the towel. And they're getting real close to showing their business to us. And that is not okay. These are babies. These are babies, you guys.
No, it's,
So their whole thing is about how they look and what they're wearing. That's all that seems to matter in their lives as they're getting ready for the day. And these are children. These are babies. They are their minds have barely been developed. And they're already in this sort of toxic culture of you're only what you wear and you're only worth as hot as you look, which we'll also get into a little bit later. Now, I love fashion, you guys. I love makeup. I love hair shit. I love looking my best. I love wearing nice clothes and feeling put together and looking cute. I love fashion. But I know that that's only like a surface part of who I am. And even if I was hideous and wore trash bags all the time, my life would still be like, I'm still worthy. I'm still valuable as a human being. I don't feel like my worth is based on how much makeup I put on and what designer fashions I'm wearing and all of that. I could just be in hoodies and jeans all the time and I'm still a worthy human being.
Yeah.
I don't base my worth on how I look all the time. I do have some issues around that, which I'm trying to work on. But I know that that's not everything, you know? How I look is not everything. It's not the most interesting stuff about me. But this cartoon is telling young women that it's only about how you look and what you're wearing. And when they use their little Clueless-style closet, they're just picking out other t-shirts and other colorful underoos. And eventually they put on some kind of go-go thing, but we'll get there. So then they go down for breakfast. They get into their high chair. Again, babies. And they're given a bowl of sludge. Now, they don't eat it. They don't eat it. They take a bite.
Yep.
They take a bite, but, you know, you have to stay thin, so you can only have one bite. Just like one little bite. And you have to keep your figure because we're babies and we're going to be hot. We're going to be so hot.
Hotter than hot, Hailey.
Well, we'll get to that. So these babies take one bite. And then instead of being brats, they're like total bitches. And they just slam their spoon into their bowl over and over again. Like they're in that Stomp show on Broadway. Just slam.
Just like Blue Man Group. Where it's just like paint on the drum and it's just going everywhere.
Food is splashing everywhere, like a typical baby. This is the only typical baby thing in this whole show. Well, intro. So they make a huge mess. They're just total dicks.
Thankfully, they each have their own pet that seems to eat up their food. So.
Yeah, they each have a daemon. And,
Yes.
and so one's a frog, one's a pig with wings, which would be my chosen one. One's a bunny, and I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah, I think a cat or something maybe.
Oh, it's a black cat.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that now. So their sort of daemon is there to eat up their mess, as it were. And then they need to get going for the day. They get in the car, their parent is driving. They're in the back in their car seat, but they have a little fake car wheel.
Yeah.
Now these babies are already wanting to be a shitty driver.
Yeah.
Because they're just on their phone.
Yeah, they got
fucking with their makeup and their
phones
hair and talking on their cell phone while they're driving.
At one point, one of them's steering with their foot.
Yeah. Yeah, so not only is this parent allowing this toddler to be some appearance-obsessed, vapid dickweed, not a brat, a dickweed, they're also teaching them to be a shit-ass driver who doesn't care about anything except themselves. Yeah. I'm sorry, but we have plenty of those people on the road. We don't need more. Anyway, this long-ass intro happens, and then Sean wanted me to watch another segment.
Yes. I just want to say, I did not watch this whole movie.
That's good.
I skipped through it to see if there's any other, like, insane parts. And I'd say the other part was pretty fucking crazy.
Okay.
Because it was a musical part, hotter than hot.
Oh, okay. This is the crazy part that you decided to choose?
Yeah.
I thought you were saying there was other, like, more crazy stuff.
Oh, well, there's another part where one of them gets, like, a whole bunch of makeup on them. This musical number is hotter than hot. You gotta be hotter than hot.
Well, yeah. So they're also wearing massive wigs. I feel like these Bratz characters are sort of like, they're essentially like a drag queen in baby form.
Yes.
Because there's these over-the-top features, these giant eyes, these big heads, these very large wigs. And they want you to know that they are fucking sassy. They will read you the house down boots. These Bratz babies are just little drag queens.
Well, I know you already know. Everyone's bored naked and the rest is drag.
Oh, I know. Because I have a drag. My whole get up on Sunday, that's my drag.
Yes.
Anyway, so then the song, Hotter Than Hot. All right, we get into the lyrics, and it's like, you have to keep going. You have to go. You have to move faster. You have to do. You have to keep doing. You have to go. You have to be hot. You have to be the best. You have to be productive.
Time's running out.
Time is running out. You have to do it now. Oh my God. You guys, that's capitalism.
Yeah.
And what I am learning more and more is that this mentality of we are only worth as much as we're doing and making and producing and getting income and all of this stuff. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. That's capitalism. They want you to keep thinking you're not enough. They don't want you to do the mental work it is to make yourself a peaceful person on the inside. They want you to feel as lacking as you possibly can. And by they, I mean society. Want you to feel as lacking as you possibly can, so you will keep buying things that you don't even need. So you will keep doing and just producing and working long hours and being miserable, because the more miserable you are, the more you can be manipulated.
Well, how about this, Haley? Where do you think the majority of this movie takes place?
Los Angeles.
But what, like, type of setting? What location?
A city? Las Vegas. A strip club. A strip mall.
In a mall. It's in a mall.
Well, you mean the scene that I saw was in a mall, which I was going to get to, but...
Yeah. Like the entire movie.
The entire movie takes place in a mall.
Yeah. As far as I could tell. Yeah.
All right. See, that's what I'm saying. You guys, I'm sure you're at home laughing at me because you know I'm high. And I am coming up with some crazy shit that is blowing your fucking mind. And you're like, this bitch is nuts. She is on some good shit. I wish I was on that shit because she is just like crazy cakes. But guess what? All of these insights I'm having and I'm talking to you, I'm finding out that I'm fucking right. So there's some shit to what I'm saying, y'all. There's meat there. There is quality. There's juice to be juiced from the things that I'm saying. This isn't like balls to the wall, crazy nutso, space cadet, whatever. I'm not just saying this because I'm high. This shit is real. And I am finding out, fucking A, I'm like so good at figuring this shit out. It takes place in a mall.
Yep.
It's about, it's promoting capitalism. It's telling these children that they have to go buy things. They have to be better. They can only be doing, and they got to move faster, and they can't slow down. Like they specifically say, don't slow down.
Yep.
Because when you're slowing down, you have to use your fucking brain. You have to think. You have to help yourself. You have to know who you are. And if you know who you are, yeah, if you know who you are, you're not going out like buying shit all the time to try to fill some hole in yourself. Since I've been like seriously trying to work more on my mental state, I shop a lot less. It says something to me, and this is what it's saying. This whole mentality is really real. It's like it's in everything that we do, that we think. It's like been handed down generation after generation. Anyway, so we're presented this go, 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 don't slow down, keep doing, keep moving, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, blah, 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 blah. And they have their go-go outfits on, they're running around a mall, and then the lyrics state, you gotta be hotter than hot. You have to do your hair, you have to do your makeup, you have to look fabulous so you can get your groove on. These are babies. Babies in go-go outfits getting their groove on at a mall? No, thank you. And it's all about how they need to look a very specific way. And then, okay, there's a teenage version of the dude from Despicable Me is there. He's chubbier. He looks like what most bullies look like in an 80s movie.
Yeah.
And this teenage Despicable Me, is following these babies around the mall and trying to attack them. It's insane. And there's police there, but they want to frisk the baby. And they don't go after the guy. And that's kind of where you ended the thing.
Yeah.
But it just keeps telling them, you gotta be hotter than hot. You've gotta look good. You've gotta be so hot. And they're like swinging their wigs around and showing off all their eye makeup and stuff. It's bananas. And also, again, with the 90s fashion, and this was supposed to come out in 2006.
Yeah.
Again, with the sort of Christina Aguilera jeans and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's very dated fashion. I would say late 90s. And it's crazy to me. It's just crazy. And the fact that that's what, at such an impressionable age, we start telling women, you're only as good as you look. You're only worth something if you look hot to everybody else. Yeah. That's the only way. That's all you're worth.
Yeah, I mean, this is for children. It's
Yeah.
And of course, the other part of this whole like franchise and everything is the dolls. I'm not exactly sure why they have like. I guess it's because they have a bottle accessory or something. But
I mean, they basically have a blow up doll mouth.
yeah,
Eyes 50% of their head. And this one is supposed to be a baby, so it has chunky legs and chunky toes that are painted, by the way. It's really odd. I will say, aside from the eyes and the blow up doll mouth, I feel like this kind of looks like me. Stick with me here. Big old head. I do have a large head. Flat chest. I am not gifted in the bosom. Little chunky baby arms and chunky baby thighs. I have big thighs and big arms. I feel like, see, I'm kind of so they have a naked one with hair that has not been combed.
yeah. On eBay, there's a lot of naked ones.
They probably
it gets
do
pretty
like
disturbing.
They probably do a lot of custom ones, and so these are extras people can buy and paint their face and make little clothes for them and stuff. Disturbing, absolutely. Again, there's nothing to see. It's just smooth. It's a Ken doll body, smooth everywhere. But it does have little lumps for boobs. Again, this is a baby. Oh, it has an ass crack, you guys.
Yeah, it kind of has like little panties on.
Oh, it just looks like it was the Copper Tone baby, where it got a tan, except it was wearing panties when that happened.
Yeah,
That is very disturbing. It has a belly button.
Yeah.
It has little lumps where the boobs go and a crotch mound, but there's no detailing. But it does have an ass crack, and that is crazy disturbing. But seeing the naked body, that's how I'm shaped, though, is what I'm saying. I was right all along. Very pear-shaped. Very large thighs. Big old hips. Very small boobs. Chubby arms. I am a Bratz doll baby.
It's got a lot of hair.
So do I.
Yeah.
I mean, that ain't no wig. I got voluminous hair.
Yeah, you do.
I'm a Bratz baby. I have a Bratz baby body. That's crazy. That was unexpected. I didn't think I'd learn that today.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
You know what this makes me want to do? It makes me want to go get my Little Ponies container out in the garage and start going through it. You guys, we were cleaning the garage, and I have a big plastic tub thing of lots of my Little Ponies and all their accessories and stuff. I keep a lot of stuff. And when we were cleaning the garage, I went to go just kind of pull the container out and just take a look and make sure they weren't melted or whatever. I just wanted to make sure they were okay. And the moment that I opened the tub and smelled the warm plastic smell of a My Little Pony, I started sobbing. I burst into tears.
It's true.
Yeah, I had to take a moment. And I don't really know why, but it made me immediately burst into tears. So obviously there's some stuff I need to work through with that. And I feel like I should just go do it. I should just go pull it out, go through my ponies. I want to take pictures.
Yeah.
And post them on my Instagram and see if anybody else has kept their ponies. Obviously, I think it's an experience that needs to happen. I think I should do it. But anyway, I just wanted to tell that story because I burst into tears, didn't know why. So now Sean is showing me another naked doll that's up for sale. This one has a G-string on. It's a Bratz doll. Big ol' eyes.
Well, this one's a LOL surprise doll.
Okay, it's like a knockoff. It's like a booty whack Bratz doll, okay?
This one's like more like a teen.
Oh, is that why her hips look like that?
I guess so.
Okay, so teen booty whack Bratz doll still has the sex doll mouth, big ol' eyes, 50% of the head. She has more developed boobies that are obvious. She has a more sunken in belly button and a more toned belly. It's still flat. She has massive hips. Like this, she's got like a Kardashian body where she has massive hips and then her thighs don't even touch, but they're also very more like womanly shaped. And she's wearing a G-string and there's some kind of lump in her underwear where it makes it look a little bit more like genitalia than the baby doll, and that is freaky. I don't like that whatsoever.
Yeah.
She has an ass crack as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that is very disturbing.
And since we're on the LOL surprise kick, That leads into the LOL surprise babies,
Oh,
kind
Lord.
of along with the Bratz Babyz.
I'm so glad I'm not a parent. I'm
But,
so glad I'm not a parent. I can't handle it, you guys. I can't.
And this leads to the final video, which...
Oh, there's more?
There's one more, mainly because I think this is kind of the ultimate Hailey hates video.
Uh-oh.
This brings together multiple things, multiple hates, into one video. It is the LOL Surprise Doll OOTD video.
What?
Perfect. Hold
Fit
on.
of the day?
Oh, actually, I can mute this because the audio makes no difference.
Outfit of the day.
Yes, because in this video also, a lot of the dialogue is in text bubble.
Oh, jeez.
This video is actually from just last year.
Someone had to custom paint all these little pieces of things and make a video?
No, these are actual dolls that you can purchase, as far as I know.
But that little girl has, like, metallic hair. They come with metallic hair? Oh, I did like the glitter pants.
They have these, like, thought bubble things that have the text, and then they have a translation of that text so that you know what they're saying.
What in the fuck? What in the hell is happening? Then there's an even babier baby.
Time for skate.
Oh my god. It was literally emojis and numbers, and then they had in parentheses time for skate underneath. Do you know how much time you could fucking save if you just said what you needed to say? Come on. Look, you use an eye emoji and then you still have to decipher what you're saying? Oh my lord. It's just all emoji stuff. Look, I enjoy emojis, but not in place of things like this. Emojis are more about a feeling, not actual words. If you have so little respect for me that you're just going to talk in pictures like you're a fucking caveman, I don't have time. I don't have time for you. Look, I'm already 41. The clock is ticking. I don't have time to decipher your bullshit. Tell me what you fucking mean, or I'm walking.
I hope the mic's picking up Hailey's size.
I did it louder. Dear God, this is just a waste of time.
The LOL Surprise Dolls thing, their YouTube channel, I think, puts out videos all the time.
This is rough. I'm not loving it. I don't give a shit about these characters, and I hope they just all, like, melt in the sun. I can't. And look, I love glitter. I love their little outfits. I love all the little animals. But, no. They're just... no.
I think I am ready to end your torture.
Oh, thank God. By the way, we've been recording this for 2.5 hours. It is now almost 1 o'clock in the morning.
Jeez. Oh my gosh, it is. Wow.
I'm definitely ready for this to be done. I think the first one was kind of fun because there was just so much to pick apart. And it really, what I feel it was trying to say was just kind of like, whoa, this is nuts. How did they even come up with this? These Bratz baby things. Oh my Lord.
Yeah, we'll have to see. There's all kinds of insane stuff I ran across because there's this whole thing of people painting, like repainting the dolls and stuff. And...
Oh, yeah, because a lot of people, they get the Funkos and they'll paint them and they'll do Outlander ones too, Outlander characters and stuff. I've seen those.
Yikes. Sorry, I didn't plan for it to go quite this long.
I do it for the people. I do it for you. So if you appreciate everything you've just heard. If it entertained you, if you like it, please tell your friends about us. Follow us on Instagram, shoot us an email, let us know what you think, give us a rating, hopefully a 5-star one, of course. We would love that. Yeah, let us know, let us hear from you, let us know what you think about anything that we've talked about on any of these podcasts. I love when you guys reach out and send me videos or pictures or tell me about something you saw, or tell us how much you like listening to the podcast. We really appreciate that.
Did any of you watch Winx Club and find it to have been a good show when you're growing up and still feel that way? Or maybe go back and watch like that first episode and see if you feel the same way about it?
Yeah, definitely. Because I didn't hear about it until recently. This was not something that I ever watched before.
I didn't even get into like anime and stuff. I mean that
Oh, that's a
there's
whole
all
nother
kinds. I mean
thing.
there's yeah.
The only one I've seen that I actually kind of enjoyed was the one with the gay eels. The Flotsam and Jetsam gay eels guys. They were
Oh
like dogs,
jeez.
but they were eels.
Yeah, yeah, that was some small part of some
That's the
episode you
only anime
saw.
I've seen that I really liked. Because I loved those sassy gay eels. They were great. They were the best thing. They had attitude for days. It's awesome.
All right. Well, thanks everybody.
We will talk to you next week with our mini episode. So, yeah, please touch base with us. Let us know what you think about the Winx stuff, the Bratz. Do your kids love the Bratz dolls? Are there other toys that your kids have that you totally hate and wish didn't exist? Also, I need to ask, did you search for these things in an incognito window so you're not a 40-year-old man looking at Bratz baby dolls and Winx Club girls?
Yeah, but Google still knows. It still knows. I mean, I had to do these ones not in incognito window. That reminds me, are you interested in watching the new He-Man animated show?
I'm curious. I want to see what's happening. I remember really liking He-Man and She-Ra when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I fucking loved She-Ra's outfit and the Pegasus. I really wanted a Pegasus. Like, that was my goal in life, was to have a fucking Pegasus where I could fly around everywhere. It was like the same thing. Like, I wanted a Falcor. I wanted to get the fuck out. I
Sure.
wanted a fucking break. And so to have a luck dragon, to have a Pegasus, I could just ride around wherever. Oh my god, that was the dream. And so yeah, I loved He-Man and She-Ra. What was the Orko?
Oh yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
loved Orko. I had a little Orko toy. I loved Orko. And I had the little toy, and you wind him up and he spun around and stuff. I might still have it somewhere. I'll have to hunt. Oh, and there was the girl. She was the daughter of the Mario uncle looking guy, and her name was Tia or Tila or something. She had like a metal bikini.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
these
true.
like Viking boots. And I always thought, that's not protected. She wouldn't be able to move in that. There's no way. And how cold? How cold? A metal bikini on your bare skin? Are you kidding?
Once it gets warmed up, it'll stay nice and warm.
No, that's what they want you to believe, Sean. That is not how metal works. It's not going to do that. That shit's going to get cold.
Well, shit. I guess I'll have to cancel that order for the metal bikini that I ordered you.
Well, I mean, I'll try it on. It's like, it's like a Princess Leia type thing. That's cool. I'll go with that. I mean, that was a hot look. It was a hot look. I wish they made plus size Princess Leia costumes. Because I'd wear the shit out of that thing. But she had the cute boot. Like, she had that outfit, but sensible shoes. How great is that? And she choked out that motherfucker. Jabba choked him out, and I was like, oh my god, she's fucking hot, and she will kick that guy's ass the moment she gets a chance. And I was so jealous because can I just gush for a moment? When they're leaving and Luke like puts his arm around her and like he touched her bare skin, I was just like, oh my god. I want Luke to wrap his arms around me like that. And later on I was like, yeah, there's no way he would be able to do that with me. Like, I'm a plus size woman. I'm too heavy for him to latch onto and swing across that big old thing. There's no way. There's no way we could make it. My absolute favorite Luke moment, I love Star Wars, is when, same time, this is Return of the Jedi, when they go out to the Sarlacc pit and they're gonna kill Luke, right? He's in trouble. And he gets to the diving board and he jumps down and he bounces back off that thing and then flips and lands and grabs the lightsaber in the air. Ooh, child. That's when I was 8 years old and I was like, I'm gonna marry that man. Look what he can do. That is hot. I didn't know that's why I was thinking that, but that's why I was thinking that. I am gonna marry Luke Skywalker. Didn't happen, but a girl can dream. And that was when, that's not like power converters, Luke. This is like, I'm so chill, and you're going to do exactly what I tell you to do, and you're going to enjoy it. That Luke. That's the Luke. It's fucking hot. I can't help it. Woo. Woo-wee. Anyways.
Waves his hand and tells you to take his lightsaber in your hand.
Keep going. I am blushing. Verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves. So anyway, what were we saying?
Wrap it up.
Oh, okay. Yes, you should always wrap it up. Well, you guys, look, I do hate to say goodbye, but I'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.